Welcome to Troy's Outdoor Pursuits and Projects. I'm about ready to jump down the dust collector rat hole. About 4 years ago, I built this shop, and shortly thereafter, while doing a fair amount of woodwork, I realized how much of a problem dust can become. And I ended up buying this used Harbor Freight dust collector. It's just a standard Harbor Freight dust collector. It's got the top bag and the bottom bag and the fake 2-horse motor. And I understand they're very messy and not that efficient. And there's lots of improvements that can be made. So I probably am going to do some modifications. And if I were practical, I probably would use my standard little shop vac and add a small cyclone and small dust collecting barrel to it and make it portable. But I already have this thing and I think I need to use it. So my plan is to put it up here in this corner somewhere, somewhat out of the way, and I'll explain the project as we go. So let's get going. So when I said this dust collector business is a rat hole, boy did I ever mean it. You get online and you start looking at dust collectors, man, these guys get pretty serious about their engineering with dust collection. I get it though, because dust is a big problem for people who do a lot of woodwork, but man, there's so many options. Let's plug it in and see if it falls off the wall. All right, I got it up on the wall. That's what it looks like. I like where it's at. So now I got to figure the plumbing and I got to figure out the cyclone because I'm going to do some modifications from that. But today I was in town helping my dad with something, and a guy on Craigslist had these for sale. And for 15 bucks for a whatever 30-gallon barrel, white, which might even show the chips through, I don't really know, might be better than that 55-gallon drum. I'll just have to build a stand here to get it up off the workbench a little bit, which would be great because I'll have a little space on the workbench that I can use for storing junk, because I'm pretty good at storing junk. All right, so I'll get to figuring, decide if this is going to work, and I'll show you what I've got planned. Next, I'm going to build what's called a thine baffle. Thine or thine, one or the other. And either way, I'm pretty sure this piece of wood's big enough for what I need to do. So, oh, and I also almost convinced myself I needed to build a circle cutter for my router, which would be a great thing to have in the shop, and I'll probably do it someday. But like, I don't need to do it right now. It's just so easy to get caught up in all this crap. Anyway, I'm not going to explain these thine baffles or thine baffles. It's just a way of keeping the dust down in your barrel instead of going out the top of your cyclone. Anyway, we're going to cut this out. Through this baffle inside here, I'm sure there's a scientific way of figuring out exactly where it's supposed to go. And I'm not going to worry too much about it. And I'm going to fasten it to the outside with these truss head sheet metal screws. I love these things. Look at the size of that head. Nice and flat, low profile, a lot of bearing surface, great screws. They're just a great screw. So get some holes drilled here. I've already marked the holes. Okay, next is I got to cut out another circle for the top of that cyclone. Pretty much the same size as the other one, but it will have a hole in the middle here. Well, I had to pull this thing down because I got to rotate this outlet 90 degrees. Time to hang this back up on the wall again. Okay, I'm going to make my brackets out of this old washer or dryer panel. I'm always saving old junk like this. You never know when you're going to need it. A coupler for the cyclone to the bucket using this shower curtain. Wrapped my barrel coupling skirt around my barrel and I'm cleaning it off with some acetone from my baby bottle applicator. Works awesome. That's a Troy's Outdoor Pursuits and Projects original, I'm pretty sure. What I've done is I've made the bag part of my bucket attached permanently to the bucket, and it clamps on to the cyclone. And it works, actually it works really good. I did test it. I started putting together some of the pipe. I'm not done yet. I've got this 5-inch flexible pipe I'm going to run out the top and discharge out the side of the shop here. We'll see how that goes. I might have to put a secondary filtration on. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to matter. I don't have any neighbors. And I started to do some of the plumbing here. I got some parts ordered, but I've got to build an adapter so I can attach this to the top of my cyclone. So I'm going to get going on that with this piece of sheet metal. Okay, I've got a couple more pieces here to cut and get hung on the wall. Meanwhile, I've got the dust collector temporarily hooked up, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. So this is my basic system. I've got my table saw, my chop saw, my band saw, and my sander all hooked up to my blower. Cost for this system, I paid 75 bucks for the Harbor Freight dust collection system used. That also came with 20 feet of polyethylene pipe and a couple blast gates. I also had to buy about $120 in flexible hose and clamps and a couple fittings. So that's not bad. Real quick, I'll go over the system. The heart of the system is this Harbor Freight blower. It sucks dust through whichever blast gate is open, blows it through the blower into the cyclone, in which I've added a thin baffle that reportedly helps stop a lot of dust. Sawdust. The majority of the sawdust goes in my clear vinyl bucket. This is easily removable with this clamp, and I can empty it wherever I want to empty it. The discharge, air, and fine dust goes out the top and outside my shop to a place where it doesn't really matter. So that's it in a nutshell. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, I got my control for it's right here. And this came with it also, and it's on a magnet, so I can stick it. I can use it anywhere I want. I might go wireless someday, but I don't know. So next, got a little project. I'm gonna be running some boards through a planer, and we'll see how it collects at least planer chips. If you've ever run wood through a planer before, you know what a mess it makes. I gotta say, I am super impressed with that, and I'm not just saying it. I'm glad I did this for sure. We're gonna go outside and take a look at the discharge and see if there's a lot of dust around my discharge area. My discharge is up there, so any chips would be right here on my drift boat that I need to do a build review on. I don't see anything, so I didn't come out here and look at it while it was running, but I'm happy. Okay, on the table saw, not so good. I'm gonna say I made about 10 rips on that 8-foot length of 1-inch thick pine. And I got a little pile of dust down here, a little bit on top of the table, a little bit back here. That was actually there before, but I had some issues with some holes. And anyway, let's try the chop saw. Okay, here's the chop saw after making, I don't know, 25, 30 cuts. Not quite as impressive. It did collect dust, but I've got a restricted outlet on my chop saw here. It's actually only about 1.5 inches. It's also got some louvers in it, so maybe I can make some improvements there. But okay, let's try a little bit with the bandsaw here. A little bit of surface dust. Oh, this is great. This thing makes a big mess. That's a big plus here. Not so good. Not so good. Not so good. But as far as that goes, that's a big thumbs up. Well, I hope that little demonstration was helpful. To give you an idea, we've got about this much dust in the barrel from that amount of work. If you're thinking about putting in a dust collector in your shop, I would say it's well worthwhile. However, depending on the size of your shop and the amount of time you spend in it, it may not be worth the money or the space to build a dust collector like that. You can probably build your own cyclone using a 30-gallon light-colored barrel like that and incorporate it with a shop vac that you probably already have and make a great multi-purpose dust collecting machine you could use anywhere you want, at the expense of a little bit of convenience, because you will have to disconnect and reconnect, etc. Anyway, guys, I hope that was helpful. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and hopefully I'll have some more interesting videos in the future. Thank you for watching.